Hey, it's Topher right here, Geek Public Radio, and guess what? We have a lot of stuff coming for you right now. If my mouth would continue to work, it would be awesome. But Canadians are being kind of dicks to other Canadians. And we have Tiny Tina's. They added a new character. They have Fallout London has a new trailer out. We have news on Valheim and V Rising and a whole lot more. I've lost my brain. I did. It's gone. I'm on autopilot. On that news,
you're listening to the GPR Podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris being all old.
yes, I am being all old.
You had the senior brain moment right there. That was incredible. What also happens to be incredible is the new additions that we've made to the Geek Public Radio website. Before we get started with all the crazy news, I'm Crazy Chris. With me, as always, is Topher, the Paranormal Hobo. We're going to be bringing you guys the latest and greatest in geek culture news. So make sure you stick around. But before we get into it, smash the like button. Ring-a-ling-a-dingy, the notification bell, so you'll be notified every single time that we go live, and subscribe to the channel. You guys have been helping us grow tremendously. We really do appreciate every single person that subscribes. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for everything that you do to help this show thrive. And because of the work that you guys put in to helping us grow, we were able to revamp the web. The Humble Bundle links, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in the things that we're doing and the new projects that we're working on, take a look over at geekpublicradio.com, and you can find information all about those things. Like he was saying, we have some interesting news about Canada being really bizarre, super bizarro world type stuff. We're going to be talking about Fallout, some new stuff from Tiny Tina's, all kinds of crazy nonsense in the geek sphere. And we thank each and every single one of you. We've actually been working very hard in the background. We have some new projects that we're developing. We are going to be working with some new talented artists to probably, most likely, develop a new video game. So that is the new grand project from Geek Public Radio. We're going to be working on digital adaptation of some media that we have control over, and we're going to be trying to bring that to you guys in the form of beautiful video game glory. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. We're going to enjoy the hell out of making it. I can already tell. The projects that we've already, or not the projects, but the stuff that we've already been working on for the game is quite entangled. It's very detailed. A lot of work goes into stuff like this. So it's not anything that's going to happen overnight. But I'm very excited for the direction that the station and the media and in Geek Public Radio is going. I couldn't be more excited. And hopefully you guys are with us every single step of the way. But the only way to do that, as I said, click the like button, click the subscribe button, help us defeat the evil YouTube algorithms. You are the only ones that can help us do that. We can only share. We're just two men being all old, and we can only share it so much. Our grasp of technology is pathetic and sad, and we don't know how to do the Facebooks and the internets. So we're relying on you guys. We're relying on you guys to do that for us. Okay. Make sure you do that. And you guys can also join the fun on the show. We go into the chat room on twitch.tv or on the YouTube proper, and you can join the live chat. We will see your chats as they pop up on our screen. We will react to them. We will say hello. And with that, let's, you ready to jump in, man?
Well, let's talk about the Tiny Tina's first.
Okay. So Tiny Tina has a new DLC coming out. This will be their 4th DLC pack. They've been doing the Mirrors of Madness type thing, and it's fun. It's not what I would expect. It's more like a Headhunter DLC thing that they released for like the original Borderlands. I think it was Borderlands 2. So it runs in that similar style vein. But they've just did a big patch. I want to say Tuesday. that actually fixed a lot of some of the fun stuff that we were getting away with as players. But they did fix some menu glitches, some different item glitches. Some of the powers and stuff were not working correctly. Some of the abilities for the Fate Makers were not triggering. So they did fix all that. It's a big hot fix that they did. And as well, they took away the amazing ability, sometimes the big crystal dice, the big D20 that you can smash at the end of certain encounters to get loot. If you slam down on top of it, it has the chance, it's rare, but it does have the chance to launch you out of the map. And it's hilarious. It is stupid funny. It's when you jump over the top of it and then you slam down and it just launches you. It's fun. There's hundreds of videos on it, and each one of them is hysterical because somebody will just be running around and they're not paying attention. They just jump on the dice and they just go to smash it because they don't want to shoot it and waste ammo. So they smack it and then they go get shot off into the atmosphere. It's pretty phenomenal. But as mentioned, the new DLC 4 will be bringing about a new character called the Blight Caller. The Blight Caller is supposed to be kind of a mix between like heavy focus on acid damage or poison rather. In this particular universe, it's poison damage, which will include. It does appear that it has a companion, but I'm not real clear on it. The information that we've got on it is pretty sparse, but it does seem to be a blend of the spell shot and the oh my god, brain. See, now I'm having a senior moment. This is beautiful. The Gloombringer. Not Gloombringer. That's the name of the mixed class. Oh my god. Anyways, the class with the mushroom. You guys know what I'm talking about. Come on. Listen, I don't have it in front of me. I can't look at it. But it does appear to be a mix between those two things. With a heavier emphasis on damage over time effects, and it seems to be less spell focused and more ability focused, which should be fun. It lends a little bit of support to other characters, so it should be an interesting mix to see what new ways that we can blend the Fate Maker properties with other Fate Maker properties. I'm still rocking. Apparently, the Clawbringer was not triggering things properly, and it was actually a little bit less than desirable. I thought it was super powerful myself, but Spell Shot is still the favorite because it's just OP and broken, but I'm still rocking my my Clawbringer Graveborn combo because the leech skill is just amazing and it makes me happy. Sorry, being able to shoot something to get my health back, it's awesome. What was your question? You were in the middle. You said so.
My brain shut off.
Your brain shut off again. Okay, yeah. See, that makes sense, guys. I'm on the screen right now primarily because his brain, he's like in this mush mode.
I am resetting.
Yeah, he's in the process of resetting his entire system. So please stand by while Topher the Paranormal Hobo goes through a hard reboot. He will be back with us shortly. Yeah, I'm actually excited about the new content, and I'm hoping that a significant DLC is on its way. The mirrors are fun. It does offer different worlds. I mean, for what it is and what it offers, I bought the Premier Pass or the Golden Pass, whatever it was called. So I don't pay for any of these. I paid $40 extra. Yeah, I paid $40 extra. I got the mega pack because it's Gearbox. Gearbox always delivers quality DLC. They always deliver great content. So I have no problems. Bethesda, all of those different things. Those are primarily the people who get my money. I rely on them. I know it's going to happen. It may not be exactly what I want it to be, but I know that I'm going to get at least my money's worth, with the exception being Fallout 76, which you pay a subscription fee for that, and you don't always get what you pay for it. Although the latest DLC is pretty nice. So,
well, I mean,
it's not DLC, but the latest update's pretty nice.
I was going to say, like, the stuff that you also get is extra caps and...
Yeah, I mean, I get extra stuff, and they actually... In their defense, they did something I think was cool. They added more items for Fallout First members. So now the scoreboard that this season 8, the scoreboard actually has additional benefits if you're a Fallout First member. So on top of getting your regular rewards, you'll get extra stuff for being a Fallout First member. And it's a pretty regular frequency with which it happens. Before they would have like little, like you'd get a lunchbox or something, or you might get like some more carry weight boosters or some extra modules. Now it seems to be primarily more caps, and there's extra like camp items and things like that that are available for being a Fallout First member, which is cool. And it seems to be like every third level or so.
Like the thing, like you got more atoms.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you're basically buying atoms every month.
Yeah. like I don't pay attention. I'll be playing. I'm like, man, I'm kind of tired. I want to maybe I look at a different skin for my house, like
Right.
building materials, and I look at them like, holy crap, I can afford it.
I have atoms.
have-
That happens to me with an alarming frequency, by the way. Like, I just want to let that.
Oh, I
let that
did
be
not
known.
realize I've been burning through not only what I
Right.
get for being a Fallout First member, but
Like picking them up from just like random completion events.
completion stuff,
end game stuff though. Like once you get them all, that's it. They don't give you any more. So it's just from Fallout First is all you get.
Which is
Now,
where
there's
I'm
still a
kinda
lot
glad
of
that-
there's still a lot of atoms that you can get if you're not a Fallout First member. But yeah, it's
Well, I
it's
mean,
pretty
with
cool.
them adding the DLCs, there's more stuff for you now to go and.
Oh yeah,
and
and that's
get-
I do appreciate the fact that they continue to work on it and they've got their 5-year roadmap and the pit looks interesting, and of course I'm going to give it a chance because I pay for it, so I'm going to give it a shot. But I don't know. I've been let down so many times. Like I said, the latest additions that they've made, the latest modifications that they've done, and the new events are fun, and they're interesting enough. The novelty has not worn off for me. I should play it a little bit more often, but that's just that's altogether something different. But yeah, so Tiny Tina's looks to be adding that 4th DLC pack. Hopefully, something down the pipeline soon for actual new world content, like a new adventure style content. Being able to branch off and do some new stuff, I think, would be more fun. Even just using the established character sets that they already have would be perfectly fine with me. Just something bigger than 3 maps and a boss, because it's really all it is, and it it's not the greatest. But yeah, like I said, it's more like the Headhunter DLC. So
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get the next thing we're going to talk about. We're talking about V Rising.
Yeah,
because I got stuck. Like I was looking at it. We've talked about it before, and
sorry, my back is real jacked up right now. Trying to
well, that's what I was
situate.
I was trying to get the.
There we go. Now I'm more situated. So much better. There, shrink it in my seat. There we go. But yeah, V Rising looked to be fairly interesting. It's a survival horror style game. It's not really horror, I guess.
Well,
I
mean,
wouldn't
you're a
consider it.
vampire.
Yeah, you're a vampire. So
you like suck blood. It literally has all the really cool stuff from like the mythology, whatever. So you have like silver comes in and plays a part. You get damaged by being out in the sun. So you have to like play in the shadows and do all this stuff and sleep in your coffin to avoid whatever. And so it has all the world stuff of the vampire mythology that you hunt down other V blood people like werewolves and whatnot. And like all that's like the gameplay, but right next to the gameplay is building your castle, laying it out, doing this, getting this workbench, the materials for their workbench so you can do this stuff.
Right. So it's got the standard survival elements to it, the world building stuff. So like I said, I haven't played it. So I've watched you play it a couple of times, or not a couple of times. I've watched you fiddle with it. I've seen the trailer. I think it'd be a good idea for us to kind of watch what it's all about, and just kind of for everybody else to get an idea of what we're talking about. It actually looks really pretty too, and that's important.
Yeah, no, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks good. So you got that queued up?
Yeah,
we're gonna let the people watch. Bunch of perverts like to sit around voyeuristically watching us watch videos. What's the matter with you? God, like the video, people. Like the video.
Rise from your deathless slumber. You are a vampire, a creature of the night. Explore the unknown and start gathering resources. Survive a world full of danger. Hide from their deadly sight. Begin rebuilding your castle piece by piece. The time has come to regain your power and claim what was once yours. Gather your army of darkness and conquer every corner of the world. Stalk the night Hunt for blood.
Yeah, see,
Become terror itself.
Yeah, we might set this It was neat looking.
The rulers of the night have returned.
I mean, that's like
The
that's actual
vampires are rising.
right now.
Which would be a fantastic purchase. I it's going to be one that I pick up. Build, hunt. You got to do that. Anyways,
Vampire survival experience.
so for all of you basement dwelling folk out there, if you ever wanted to have yourself a vampire experience, that's what you're going to do. I'm going to end up picking it up because it watching you play it made me interested in playing it, and then watching the gameplay trailer, I was like, man, this just does look like a lot of fun.
It is a hoot. At first, I played it when I first got it. I was like, I'm gonna, and it was difficult. I couldn't catch on to certain things, and it just, I was kind of in one of those moods that is like, I want to do something, but nothing really caught my attention.
Yeah.
So like I hopped on a mindless game like Vampire Survivors,
Right.
where it's just like
Click, moving it around, click. Yeah.
Which I unlocked almost all but like one thing of on the unlocks on that. So, but I was like, I don't know. Then I picked it up yesterday, and it was just like playing a little bit. Now I have starting to build my castle and starting to build out all like the palisades are up, and I have my coffin and my blood altar and all that stuff. So,
and like I said, it looks really pretty. It's an interesting concept for a game. It's obviously not unique or new. It's just being able to take those types of ideas at its core. Thanks.
like, what was that? I was like,
being able to, like, I got to see it again on Twitch. That was beautiful. But being able to take an established concept like that, like the build and survival game, and just kind of turn it around a little bit, just make it a little darker, a little bit more gothic noir, and being able to apply it to the vampire setting, that's pretty cool. I like the concept. They can have my $20. It's worth it.
No, like I said, I was contemplating it.
And if I don't like it, I'll just tell Steam I don't like it.
We are one of the more beat it within 2 days and then
quit playing it,
and then get a refund.
Pretty much. It's like this is like Blockbuster rental, man. We're just gonna do this old school.
Right.
Beat it, refund. Beat it, refund.
No, that's dumb. Hey, if I get 100% completion on this, can I still get a refund on it?
Exactly. Can you imagine? Like, I kind of want to do that. I want to find a game that I can 100% and then immediately get a refund for it.
Like they literally,
but record the entire thing.
Right,
like tell everybody how great it is and then get a refund.
It literally comes in the thing. It says, if you do keep doing this, like one guy who that's all he does is like he plays the game, beats it, and then asks for a refund. And they're like, if you keep doing this, we'll ban your account. And he's like, I don't care.
I'll just make a new one. What are you gonna do? Take my money? That's pretty phenomenal. I don't condone that, by the way. Like these guys work really hard on their craft.
Yeah, especially with us trying to get a game up on the platform.
Hey, if they play our game, that still counts as a download. And I would look at that too and I'd be like, hey, listen, we didn't make a lot of money, but it was downloaded like 500,000 times. Okay,
we had 1 million downloads. Made $5.
Made $5. I love how we're synchronized drinking right there. Not even on purpose, y'all. Like that was just ill-timed. But yeah, so Vampire Rising is available right now on Steam, $20 if you guys check it out. We'll have some Twitch footage for it on soon to bring it for you guys soon. So make sure you check us out at twitch.tv/Geek Public Radio. Subscribe to the channel there, obviously, just like you do at YouTube. We are releasing game content, and not our game, but we are releasing like footage from the games that we play. And of course, we cover things like the Bethesda Games Expo, the Bethesda Microsoft Games Expo.
Yep.
And being able to share that stuff with you, share that experience with you guys. Obviously, the more you communicate with us, the better that experience can be overall. But yeah, let us know your thoughts below if you guys do have or have played Vampire Rising or are planning to get it. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. We'd love to talk to you about it. So let's get into this Canada being jerks thing.
Well, before we do that,
let's a word from our sponsor. Are we going to do that? Okay. Speaking of Steam and picking things up for money.
Well, this is going to be our first one. This is the one from that we
just did
another podcast that.
Yes.
The dude sounds it's an amazing.
It's awesome. Okay, so it's the Terrifying Lies podcast. You guys absolutely have to check this out. We got a little something for you. So we're gonna sit back for just a second. We're gonna play that for you. Let you guys just take a look because it's so much easier when we have this going on. You ever want to know what goes bump in the night and then laugh your way through each horrific revelation? Then you should find yourself listening to the Terrifying Lies podcast. Each episode brings you a new chilling tale written by the deranged and maniacal Craig Nybo. But it's not just the thrilling tales you will hear. Each story is also accompanied by an original score by Nybo himself to help drive home the horror in all of its glory. The tales are woven with expert precision, and the music serves as a haunting backdrop for each telling. A new episode arrives on the first and third Friday of every month at high noon. Special episodes at midnight on the night of every full moon to keep you going. There's also a bevy of special guests to be found, so you don't want to miss a single spooky minute. The Terrifying Lies podcast, your home for horror. Spooky. But no, seriously, guys, check out the Terrifying Lies podcast. It is pretty cool. He's had some special guests on there before. We checked it out. Obviously, like, we honestly we source every single one of our ads. So
he doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. Like there's not a lot of episodes up yet.
Not yet.
But like he does his own music, and like he has a song that plays at the end of everything.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty cool the way that he does it. And they're not overly long too. I like that about them.
And they're cool stories. Some are funny, some are scary, some are thrillers. There's a good mix.
I like it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Listened to a couple of them. The special guest things was pretty funny. Like I enjoyed that. That was cool. But yeah, you guys check that out. Terrifying Lies. It's available on
wherever you get
your podcast. Sorry, I almost said Spotify. And I was like, wait a minute, we're not sponsored by Spotify. They don't get my shout out.
I mean, we're on Spotify.
We are on Spotify, and we're on Apple Podcasts as well. So make sure you guys check us out. If you can't watch us on YouTube, and you are getting this audio only version, then thank you very much for that too. Feel free to download and listen at your leisure. Anyways,
so Canada.
God, let's get into this because this is.
Well, I mean, the idea behind it. The idea behind it, I guess, is not a terrible idea.
It's not malicious.
But the execution falls short. I mean, this is, you had Toronto being run by a crackhead. You have
that's a true story, y'all. Look it up. We're not kidding.
Prime Minister who does blackface. I mean, there's a lot of different things that who
is definitely not even close to being the illegitimate son of Fidel Castro. There's no way that is true. It is absolutely impossible that he is in fact the illegitimate son of Fidel Castro. That is a malicious rumor, and it will be struck down at every level if you even suggest that he is the illegitimate son of Fidel Castro. So don't say it, because he is definitely not that thing that I said.
but no, like, so they had this idea that they're going to push through because everything's going digital and internet.
We love you guys. We love you, Canadians. We love you.
Well, no, like this is why this is something, because I watch a lot of Canadian. Like 90% of my YouTube watch happens to be Canadian, like Linus Tech Tips. Ordinary Gamer.
I mean, most of my favorite shows were filmed in Vancouver, so I mean, I know we're not talking about that, but I was like,
Supernatural, like always filmed up there.
Yeah, but somehow always took place in Indiana. With whoever did those shows, by the way, had zero clue how to read a map.
The only thing was like the cornfield.
The cornfield. Yeah, that was the most accurate representation. They were like, oh, Muncie's like a 30-minute drive from Lafayette. And I was like, no, it's not. You have never been here.
By plane.
Not even that. Like, you could hop in a biplane and be like, it still would be 30 minutes.
But no, so
Sorry.
like the idea was that they wanted to be able to promote Canadian content creators and promote Canadian media on the internet stuff.
Which is fine.
Yeah. So I mean, I get that. Like, you're wanting to promote, especially in Canada, you're seeing Canadian first.
Yeah.
Stuff, and then you can watch Stranger Things or all of the other stuff, but the first stuff that they want the algorithm to push out in their country is the stuff that was made in their country,
right?
Which can be done with YouTube, be done with Netflix, we've done all of that stuff. It just means that probably more Canadians will go the VPN route and
watch what they want,
rather than being forced to.
Making the VPNs a lot of money, and VPNs are good. I like them.
We keep trying.
Yeah, they're good. I like my VPN. I'm not going to say their name because apparently, if we're not sponsored, can't say their stuff. But whatever, I like it. So,
well, no, like I said, we're trying.
Yeah,
I keep emailing.
Listen, guys. Hey, what's up? We're right here. Rip it. I'm talking to you too. I'm telling you, rip it. I will. If you sponsor this show, I will promote the hell out of your product.
So, like. The lower legislature.
I mean, I'm doing it anyway.
The lower legislation has passed the bill that wants to promote all of this stuff. However, most of the people who do that are not literate in the media, apparently.
Oh, you mean they're a bunch of old fogies who have absolutely no idea how the other half lives?
Or just internet illiterate.
Yeah,
like they watch Netflix. They do like, hey, we need more Canadian stuff. Whatever.
Listen, if you're writing policy from your flip phone, I don't want you writing my policy. I just don't.
But so it comes to find out that looking at the metrics or how the stuff falls out is they're said, well, it doesn't count for like small YouTubers or this, that, and the other. But there's no mention that it doesn't. There's no. So it's like a blanket statement that says they must meet certain requirements and all this stuff and promote this content that has this stuff. But the only people who can hit that milestone and already do is legacy media.
Right.
The guys who have the money to have like all of this stuff.
All the different content that they can promote and all the different, filling all the niche and
legacy media is basically all of this thing is going to allow through.
Well, this is a huge problem for a lot of countries. It's a huge problem for a lot of countries. And I've said this a lot. When you go to like countries like the UK, or if you go to, let's say, Sweden or Norway, Germany, France, they all have like these established media outlets,
right, yeah,
and
BBC,
no matter how bad they are or how based they are, it doesn't matter. People watch it and they just take it as gospel, God's truth. And I'm like, that's fine if that's what you want to do. I'm never been I generally just don't take anything that I see or really read at face value. I investigate. I look at what something might be. And in the case of this Canadian law, it's an overreach for the effect of promoting Canadian content that doesn't actually promote anything other than established Canadian content that's already going to be seen.
Right. No, and
it doesn't bring anybody to the fold.
And that's the thing. They're like, well, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say that this is required by small YouTubers and this, that, and the other.
But there's no cutoff.
Yeah, there is nothing that
there's
says
no
this
line.
Is exempt. They're not saying anything. Like, it basically states you have these algorithms. If they're going to be inside the broadcasting, so to speak, to Canadians, that they need to push Canadian content first,
which is fine.
But like Mudahar pointed out, he's like, if people on that level that people like turn to and check out and watch and all of that stuff, they're going to get pushed back in the algorithm because they don't meet the qualifications.
Right.
So they're going to be buried,
which
which
and I
puts
guess
them at a
here it comes to, and which is fine. But here's
But you can
here's
watch,
the thing though.
You can watch
Is it going to
Canada
affect
news.
any of the algorithms outside of the Canadian base? Because our reach, like for
it all
instance,
depends. It all depends on how lazy the providers are.
but which is fair, but totally fair.
Like, oh well, we're
But-
just going to do this, so all North American stuff is going to get Canada first.
And if that's the case, then I have a major issue with that. Like
Yeah.
I would have a major issue with that.
Because then we get buried because we're not Canadian.
Right.
But like I said, that's
I don't think that's because we kind of looked over it. We glossed. I
Yeah.
glossed it over. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really spend a lot of time, which I will. I'll be more educated on it by the next time I talk about it. But it didn't seem to have language in it that would. It's okay. So like you do like YouTube.e or Google.eu, right? So you actually, when you are in Canada and you're using an ISP in Canada, it should automatically reroute you to the Canadian YouTube. That's what should happen. So it should just be a new base server that runs with its
Right.
own algorithm. That's how it should be done. But like you said,
Right.
if they're lazy,
but
then everybody gets screwed over.
but then again, say
So it'd be like
growing,
YouTube.ca.
We're growing. We have 3,000 people on our streams.
Yeah.
We have whatever we get.
Sometimes more.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6,000. I think.
Right. Which is great. Thank you, every single one of you. Appreciate it.
But if that goes all the way through, how many of those are Canadian? Like, I don't look at the.
No, we
thing.
haven't tracked the country numbers in a while, but I was going to say with our radio station, for instance, just using that as an example, we travel all around Europe primarily. Like that's primarily where
So
our
same
station
law-
is
if
based.
The
It's
same
crazy.
law happened in the radio space, in the internet radio space.
Yeah.
We would lose.
Hundreds of thousands of listeners.
Yeah.
Every single, I mean, like a click of a button, and then our listenership drops to nil, and then we're screwed.
Right.
Because like we
'Cause,
would
like,
have to
oh, well,
actually
we
shut
just-
the radio station proper down.
Yeah.
Like that's what we'd have to do. And that would,
And then
that
I
would
mean
suck.
that's the thing. The same thing with Netflix or not Netflix, but like YouTube in that sense of that. You know, there's a lot of people that you don't know are Canadians, whatever. However, there's a lot of Canadians who get to see our content.
Yeah.
And
Anytime they
we're gonna
want.
get shuffled out of it.
Yeah. And I can name just personally, I know a couple of our Canadian listeners. I know that they watch the show and that they listen. And I will be curious to see if we pop up. I'll have to confer with one because I'd be able to actually personally contact one of them. The other one is not a fly-by-nighter, but it is more comments on Instagram. If there's not a personal connection like that.
Right.
So because I'd reach out like, hey, I wanted to ask you a question. Like that would just be weird. I don't want to do that. A little creepy.
Let me ask you a question.
Right. But I am curious to see if it actually does limit the ability to hunt, or for Facebook is going to stop showing the video as it pops up. Like as we go live, is it going to stifle that because it is a YouTube link? So is it going to stifle her ability to just click on the link in Facebook and be like, boop, doop. I know we're not doing that, but
Right.
But like Twitch or anything that would link to the YouTube, is that going to stifle? And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was with these Canadian content creators are like, how much of their listenership, how much of their base, how much of their watchers and viewers are actually Canadian and not worldwide? Are they going to now have a problem distributing?
That's what Mudahar said, because he was like, a majority of his listeners are US and the UK and whatnot. Like that's where his
Dear YouTube, don't fuck this up.
But the thing is in Canada, like if a Canadian thing, like I'm not downplaying the fact that like it would be good for Canadian content creators in Canada.
Right.
And that's what Canada's supposed to look out for, is its own people. I'm not going to complain about that. But if their own content creators get shuffled out of the deck for legacy media, that is hurting their people.
Yeah.
That is going against whatever. Those people start getting less monetary push inside their own country. What's keeping them inside that country? Why keep being broadcasting live from your house in Canada or your shop in Canada, if your numbers are going to drop because you don't meet the quotas that are set in the guidelines to be considered CanCon,
Right.
Canadian content.
I don't know. I mean, it's certainly an interesting decision by Canada.
I mean,
I'm not there, so I don't know how much it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't fully understand what they're trying to accomplish, other than like trying to get Canadian content to be presented to Canadians more often than like North American content. But I mean, it'd probably be easier. I guess the easier way to do that would be, I don't know, maybe just stop trying to fiddle with the market and just let it do what it's supposed to do. And maybe, I don't know, produce a movie company that's not garbage.
Well, I mean, they have several, like, there's a lot of stuff that comes out of Canada that, you know, I mean, Ryan Reynolds, you know, that's.
But Ryan Reynolds is not a movie company. Ryan Reynolds is an actor that came to America to make movies.
he's still up there.
No. I know he still lives there, but I'm saying is like, you know, he kind of came down here to make a bunch of money.
Right. Well, and that was one of the things that, what's his name? Kiso, Letterkenny.
Yeah.
The
big dude.
He
right? No.
Jared.
Yeah, okay.
He wanted, I think it was, and people are gonna be like, you know, but they
to be fair,
that he went and did, you know, a lot of stuff in Canadian TV. He played a lot of, like, he was in a cop show and some other stuff, and then went down and tried to do the Hollywood thing, and seeing how that kind of
that machine operated
will eat you.
Yeah.
So he came back to Canada and was making Canadian content, like
which is
Canadian
fine.
Stuff.
But no, which is totally fine, and I get that. We make movies. We make movies, and I have repeatedly stated that
if we can make them in Canada, I would make them in Canada.
Yeah, they're cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more kickbacks and cuts and stuff like that. Yeah, so like tax breaks and all that. Yeah,
better locations than some of the spots that we have
for sure. But like I said, we crank out movies, we make content and things like that. But I don't want to be a part of the Hollywood machine. I really don't.
No.
Like if Hollywood called me and said we want you to make a movie, I'd be like, sure, yeah, absolutely, I'll be down there. We'll do it. We'll make a movie, and then I'm leaving.
Right.
I'm out.
Like, I'm
not bye-bye. I'm not staying here. I'm literally making this movie. Thanks for your time, and I'm out.
Most of Hollywood movies, like they started going back to making it in California.
Yeah.
But like there's a ton in Louisiana. There's a ton in.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of it, you could be the stages and just the green screen tech and the CGI and all the things that they're able to just do now with a soundstage. And like, you don't need to be on location for half this stuff anymore. Right. It's nuts. And then you see, like, even if you go back and watch like the special edition, of course you get the extended edition Lord of the Rings, but it's like watch the special features and stuff. And you see how they made like Minas Tirith and all those different castles, and they're big, but they're still miniatures. Mm-hmm. And they filmed them like they were not, and they make them look huge, and it's awesome. It's really a cool effect. It's not CGI. Those are quite literally crafted areas that they literally just zoom into and make it cool. And then they have sets and things, obviously, but
but and like,
then CGI.
When you have like a wall that's literally just this one small section, and then on the wide shots, the rest is green screened from the miniatures that you built out all of this stuff. You just layer the miniatures stuff behind it,
which is great, and it looks fantastic, and they still hold water.
Back to the day of the matte paintings. I mean,
yeah. the paintings of the sunset.
Literally, the guy up there, like, here's a little person. Like,
yep, just moving a person around. Yeah, which is fantastic, by the way. Like, it just
they're gorgeous matte paintings.
Oh yeah, you just like go back and you look at them.
The size of like an entire studio, because they literally drape them as the backdrops, and like the digital stuff that the Favreau is doing with the Mandalorian and whatnot.
Yeah,
with the I can't remember what it was called now.
Yeah, it gives it a very, very old school Western feel, which is awesome.
Right, which is basically a digital matte painting that they're filming inside.
Yep. which I think is cool. That's my personal opinion, but yeah.
And the
So
fact that, like, Unity, like video game mechanic or video game software is rendering out all of this stuff in real time.
Yeah.
You're seeing behind them.
it's neat to watch how both of these medias are merging together to create this new experience. Like, I love it. It's cool, and it's artists from both styles and presentations can come together and actually work together and make something that's incredible. And with the graphics engines that are out now, like Unreal 5 and things like that, just it's cool. I mean, there was literally just some new artwork from Ocarina of Time where they took the artist's original rendering of what was eventually put in as, polygons and things like that in the original Ocarina of Time. And all they did was create a digital version of the original concept art in the Unreal 5 engine. And it's terrifying. Like, it is, you look at it, you're like, this isn't even the same game. Like, they did the Skulltulas, the Redeads, and there was another one, like the I can't remember what it's called. It's almost like it's similar to a like from the original Legend of Zelda, where it would like reach out and grab you and hold you in place, and they just redid it, and it looks terrifying. Like, it's I was like, this is incredible. Like, I wish to God that they would remake, and somebody's working on it now. That is happening. Somebody is actually trying to remake Legend of Zelda in the Unreal 5 engine.
No, it'd be awesome.
But I know exactly what's going to happen. Never see the light of day. Never see the light of day.
It might pop up as a free to play, like whatever.
Nintendo will shut that down so fast. Nintendo sued like a 7-year-old kid.
Well, yeah, Nintendo has this habit of, like, at one time it was going, if you were streaming their games, they would copyright you.
Yeah, they'd hit you with copyright strikes.
And it's just like, I'm a streamer. I play Nintendo. I play games.
Now I will say they've gotten a lot better about that. Plus, it didn't help, or didn't hurt us that they lost the majority of their cases where they tried to do that. Especially in America, because that's primarily where the problem was. They have always, Nintendo has, I'm a Nintendo fanboy till the end, but they have always been fiercely protective of their properties and their licenses and their games.
Well, I mean, that's because, Nintendo,
they tried to stop the rental market.
Isn't a U.S. company. They're not. They don't have that same mentality.
No, they don't. I mean, what's really funny about that is Nintendo still dominates the Japanese market. Like, it's not even a question.
Right.
Microsoft can't touch it. Sony is like second place by a wide margin in Japan.
I'm thinking tomorrow there's a Final Fantasy documentary.
Maybe I haven't seen anything about it.
No, there's a documentary. They go and talk about, like, Where I'm Reborn. All of this stuff like that happened. Like, literally, they put out a game. Everybody hated it, so they ended the game in a giant fiery whatever. And then, like, the 2.0 version came out,
right? And
with all of this stuff, and use that as an in-game thing, like it was all in-game. The world ended, and then you wake up in the new world, and you find out all of this stuff, and all this stuff going, like, so they're like, all of their thought processes behind it, like, why, what do we got to do, how are we going to do this? I think,
they did come under fire. Final Fantasy did just come under fire. People have been criticizing the new Final Fantasy 16 and the way the graphics look, versus, like, they're going to keep going with the live action combat with instead of turn based, which they've been doing that for a while. The Final Fantasy 15 was similar. It's kind of turn based, but it's not.
Was it 11? Was the first one they did that? I can't remember. My
10. No, 10 was turn based for sure.
My wife does it.
11 was an MMO, and so technically, yes, it was not turn based.
That come over or whatever. You're like, okay, I hit them. Do this.
I want to say it was 12. I think 12 was still turn based. I think 13 was really the first one that started to do, like, the time clock management type thing, where you get so many actions in a particular turn. So it wasn't quite turn based, but the auto battle, like that, the auto battle, but the battle timer and stuff like that were not stall. They didn't stall. Like you had to keep going. Like you could pause the game and figure out what you wanted to do, but like when you were in a menu, the enemies didn't stop moving. Like you had to keep moving around. So I think 13 was the first one to really crack down on that, and then 15 just took it to a whole new level. Active battle system. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, they've been active battle since 13 at minimum. It goes back further. You've always been able to do active battle. It's still turn-based, but you've always been able to do an active battle system. So if you just sit there and you don't do anything, the enemies will just beat you to death and kill you.
You suck.
And actually, it does. In my opinion, it actually helps to have active battle. I used to like just straight turn-based, and some games I still do. But the active battle system actually kind of helps intensify the actions that you're taking, and you have to be more judicious, and
Right, but I mean,
you have to be more decisive.
With those things, it's like, okay, dodge, boom, hit, dish, boom, move.
No, they can get repetitive, but
know.
that's the importance of
Well,
being able to create new characters.
Well, I'm
and
not
new
talking
enemies.
about repetitive. I'm talking about like if you actually make it something where it's like, oh, hit A 4 times, move the thing over, hit it. It does the effect. Okay, boom. Or which is, to me is less exciting than, okay, I got to dodge. I can hit, move over here, boom. Here,
Yeah, but see, then you get
this.
into it's a third person adventure game as opposed to an active action RPG game, right? So it's one of those. It's a trade-off, but the one of the producers rather of the Final Fantasy 16 game actually said that turn-based combat with real world engine graphics doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's more intense and brings you closer into it to see what's going on.
I mean, look at like as much as I don't like it because I suck, like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and those types of games. The graphics are amazing. If they didn't have that type of combat,
no, I get it.
It would be.
And I those games would be immensely boring if they didn't have that style. So, okay, what else would? Anyways, so yeah, speaking of different things, new ideas, we were able to add the merch shop to we haven't done Humble Bundle, have we? No, we have not. Okay. Speaking of bundles, here's our little bundle of joy. We're
talking about games.
We're talking about games and different things that you can get.
So here's a chance for you to check out the
new
stuff,
games.
But don't take it from me. Take it from Cartoon Me.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Humble Bundle sells games, ebook software, and other digital content. Its mission is to support charity while providing awesome content to customers at great prices. They launched in 2010 with a single 2-week Humble Indie Bundle and have grown into a store full of games and bundles, a gaming membership service, a game publisher, and more. Join them and pay what you want for curated bundles of games, media, and software. All proceeds support charity and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Visit a link on the screen and in the description of the video to support the channel and help the cause.
The cartoon version of you is adorable. But yeah, just to kind of further that entire conversation as we were letting the commercials play, the turn-based battle system is great for specific types of games, like Other Side, for instance. It's great because that's a tactical adventure RPG style game, right? You level up things like that. So it has RPG elements, you have health, all that stuff, defense, attack. So it makes sense. So turn-based tactical RPG all day long. Ogre battle all day long. Give me tactical turn-based combat. I'm phenomenal. But then an RTS game, there is no battle system in that many. It's just you put your enemies, you just
put
troops,
them out there.
Yeah, you let them go. Just let them do their thing.
It's just a matter of
clicking the right buttons,
making sure you have enough resource management,
right,
and tactical placing, like deploying the the right troops in the right situations.
Absolutely. Okay, we covered Mordor combat.
More from the mortar teams from.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking of Mordor, like because we were talking about Lord of the Rings earlier. My brain is mush. Okay,
mushy
is a mushy brain. Okay, what else? What else we got? We got other stuff.
Valheim is.
That's right. Valheim is getting its Midsummer update.
Yes.
Yes. That's pretty much it. Valheim's getting Midsummer update. It's getting some new textures, new features.
I mean, they got released on the Xbox, or they're getting
They're getting ready to release it on the Xbox, which is going to be great. Some of the new features are going to be included. They're going to be adding some more recipes, so you can cook all that delicious food to keep your warrior nice and healthy. Red Warrior need food badly. They are kind of reskinning some of the features that are already in there, so it's getting its little update. And of course, the maypole, and being able to go, to that. It's getting its a Midsummer update, so it's going to have a new skin on it. Looks beautiful, by the way. There's actually a modder. I meant to say this. There was a guy who went in there and modded the game with like hyper realistic graphics.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it looks so good. I was like, man, Iron Gate.
I was going through the list of mods and whatnot just to see what they had.
A lot.
Like, some of them were like, I was like, ooh, I would maybe like if my computer could handle all of them going all at the same time
without getting like a frame rate of -3.
Right? Like,
this goes back in time. Like,
it literally looks like a movie. Like, oh wow, this is cool.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. Some of those mods are insane, man. If I had the patience for coding, I would write mods, because there's so many things that I would do to so many different games.
What's up, Mundane Mechanic?
What up, Mechanic? How's it going, buddy? What do you say?
What's up, Topher?
What's up, Topher?
Yeah.
All right. But being able to, you got fans. That's awesome. Like, that's super sweet. Like,
well, it's finally somebody who's not here to see you.
I know, right?
That's the thing.
Holy crap. It's almost like you have a social life now. I don't know what to do. I'm jealous. I'm instantly jealous. Like, you got one fan and I'm instantly jealous. I don't like this dichotomy anymore. We're done here. I quit. I can't quit until you release my soul from my contract. I'm not allowed to leave. But yeah, so Valheim got its Midsummer update, so that it looks really pretty. I'm really excited to see what else they bring out, and the fact that they're still pumping out stuff for Valheim is just awesome to me. And right, I mean, they are working. Not them, but the people that brought us. Frostpunk. So Frostpunk 2 is coming soon. They're almost finished with that. They are actually working on an adventure style open world RPG. So the same people that did that is supposed to be a survival type game. So that should be really awesome.
It's JC, by the way. He just said like, oh, this is my YouTube name.
Oh, okay.
What up, JC?
What up, JC? How's it going, buddy? But yeah, so they're working on that new open world adventure RPG. I think it will be pretty cool. I was very impressed with what they did with Frostpunk and the narrative that they delivered. So from a story perspective, I expect great things from this studio. It's 11-bit Studios. I expect great things from them. If they have the story coherently anywhere near what they did with Frostpunk, then I'm super into it, because Frostpunk was just an epic romp through RTS, and it was a savage game, and I loved every second of it. I punished myself playing that game because it was hard. Like, Other Side was hard until I figured it out.
Wasn't that the one that you're like, you have to keep everybody happy? And,
yes,
and all that stuff. And you're like, finally, if I just,
I finally slammed the iron fist and won. I was like, oh god. And then it makes you feel like crap. The ending is basically like finally the people were all united together for a common cause of survival, but at what cost? The morals of their soul. And I was like, what the hell?
No, they survived.
Yeah, they survived, but they iron fist of rule. Like, and honestly,
point blank, they live.
It gets so bad though, because when you do it, like, there is no longer a complaint. Like, they used to have like people who were unrest. Like, there's an unrest meter and like a happiness meter, and like if they go over each other, like they'll riot and they'll leave and they'll do all these things. But once you enact the iron fist, there is no more unrest. It's done. Like, the bar completely grays out, because every single bit of it, if somebody gets unruly, they're just beaten in the street. Like, there is no unrest. It's just over.
the Peaky Blinders version of
so bad.
I say that just because
you just finished it. You just finished the season. Yeah. What else did he say? He's chatting over there. I can't see the chat.
Oh, he's doing good. He hadn't seen us in a while.
All right, good deal.
He hadn't seen me in a while.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Nobody's seen me in a while. I've been stuck like without being.
Yeah,
able
but you
to-
got to Muncie earlier today. You took yourself a little trip. It's about half an hour away, so you're able to make it that far, which is important because we do have some cons. Cons are coming up. Woo!
Other than the fact that to be in a vehicle for too long, I have to have my
Your Darth Vader mask on.
yeah
Yeah, you gotta put your seat
BiPAP.
BiPAP. That's it. Yeah.
But
And it is funny to watch him like walk in and he's just like, are you ready to do the show?
he comes up and looks at me like, "Oh, it's one of those days."
Yeah, it's one of those days, huh? The things you get used to seeing, and you're just like, oh, yeah, hey, you doing a pretty bad day, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. You ready to do the show?
I've been on this thing for an hour, so I should be able to do.
We're
2.
good.
I should be able to do 2 before needing to be back on it.
I've got enough oxygen to survive. All right, so I think that's pretty much gonna wrap.
We were talking about Umbrella Company or
Oh, I'll let
Umbrella-
you. Yeah, that's all you. I
with the
haven't watched a single
umbrella.
episode.
What was it? Now my brain literally shut off. I still
Umbrella Academy.
Yes, the Umbrella Academy. This dropped their 3rd season. I have issues with it mainly because like several characters act way differently than the rest of their like the 2 seasons before though. Like you slowly watch a character who was like big and strong and like number 1 whatever become like a goof and not
Like kind of slapping the comedic relief on it.
yeah.
Like kind of applying the Thor formula.
I mean, literally, he's was crossed with a simian, so he's as strong as a monkey would be. Like, you know, so
Right.
he got like the lower body of a huge chimpanzee. But you know, they've changed some of the stuff out of desperation and grief. One character does something that's completely not cool,
Right.
and they play, oh, she's just grieving and this, that, and the other. And it was like, no, that's not forcing somebody to do something like that is bad. Okay.
Okay.
If it was a male character who did it,
I got it. Yep.
type thing.
Right. People beat up in arms about it. Yeah.
So
I
I mean,
mean-
it's just one of those things that I was
I mean, kudos to them for highlighting that it is a bisexual issue. I don't know if that's the proper term.
no.
Multi. I don't know that it happens from more than one party, from
Right.
more than one category of person. There we go. There.
Yeah.
I think I probably traversed that minefield rather clumsily.
But yeah, no, it's just I dig the Umbrella Academy. They made choices that seemed rushed. Like they dealt with the Elliot Page thing in a matter of like 10 seconds on screen.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
I'm actually not terribly
he-
opposed to that, though.
he transitioned literally like I made a choice and boom, everything was gone, transitioned completely over into with a haircut. Now now it's Victor instead of Victoria or whatever her name was.
Okay.
Which I don't care that they did that. It's just it was clumsy.
Which is fine. Here's the thing. If you do stuff like that and it's like you just play it off like it's not a big deal, that's fine. It's not awkward unless you make it awkward, right?
Right. I think
Not
that's
awkward unless you make it awkward.
The only thing that made it awkward was the fact how clumsy it and how fast it was, like literally.
Right, so it's
overnight.
presented awkwardly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, that's not okay then.
But everybody else had the same thing. Like, oh well, that make you happy? Okay, cool. Rock on.
Yep. There you go. The appropriate response.
Yeah.
Cool. Go do you, boo boo.
Yeah. But it was like I said, for me, most part, it was the dumbing down of a couple characters, the bad behavior just thrown off because of grief, like using grief as an excuse for the bad behavior. So that was where I gave the thumbs down on the.
Oh,
on
that's
like,
fine.
I like the season. The story, is a thing. I got to rewatch the last couple episodes. I think I watched them and then like nodded off.
It's a mark of a good show.
Well, lack of oxygen. I mean, when you binge an entire season in like a day,
Yeah.
you get to the very last few and it's like 2 o'clock in the
It's
morning.
a slog. Yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning. And you're like,
So I felt about The Boys. I was
I
like,
want to keep watching.
yeah, I felt that way about The Boys. I was watching. I was like, oh, God, I got to power through this. Oh, God, it's so good. I want to keep watching. Oh.
Right. It's like a lack of oxygen. So I'm
It's
laying
good.
there on the couch with my mask on with the volume set to like 110 because like I have to do over
The machine going beep, beep. Anyways,
But on that note, check
which
out
one
our
was it?
merch
An A,
stores.
B, C sharp?
Well, if you continue to do that, we'll be flat.
Bah!
But
D minus.
oh, come on, it's the Goonies quote. Come on.
I know.
Well, I'll be flat. But
I was letting you have it. I was there with you.
if you want to help us out, we have thrown some stuff out there with the Humble Bundle and all that stuff. But check out our merch store. And,
Yes. Go to geekpublicradio.com. Check out all the new additions that we've made. And the link for these things will be in the description of the video. We'll have all these things linked down below. You'll be able to see all the cool stuff that we've done. And as we're about to show you, we have added a merch shop. So make sure if you want to support us in a more material way, besides just the subscriptions and the likes, and you guys want to pick up some of the cool merch that we have to offer, you can find the links and everything that you need. And go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage, brother.
All right, and let's see my
Your cartoon you one more time.
the cartoon me one more time.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Need your fix for fun shirts and things? The perfect place to get geeky fun t-shirts and other merchandise, including tumblers, baseball caps, and so much more, is tshirtmix.com. Hundreds of designs you can choose from, as well as being the home of Geek Public Radio merch store. Come get our faces on your threads, or just grab one of the several funny designs that we have available. Just go to tshirtmix.com and check out all the fun. More designs are added daily. That's tshirtmix.com for all your novelty tees. Have fun, look around, and grab some awesome t-shirts.
I forgot to turn the mics up. We're batting 1,000 tonight, man. We're doing all right.
Well, thank you, cartoon me.
Yes, thank you, Cartoon Topher. Does a really good job of explaining all the cool stuff that we have to offer, so make sure you guys check that out. As always, you are a fantastic audience. You guys are a phenomenal part of what we do. We'd like to thank Rutledge Productions, as always, for sponsoring our show. They have a great group of people over there that are always willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Special thanks to them. We love you guys out there. You guys are great. Go to rutledgeproductions.com if you'd like to learn more about some of the work that they do, some of the videos that they produce, and some of the movies that they offer. But yeah, I have been Crazy Chris.
I am Tofa.
And you guys have been a fantastic geeky audience. We love y'all. Stay safe. Peace.
You've been listening to the GPR Podcast, where two old guys talk about old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.